So we have chapter 8, working with virtual machine. Okay, so this cover basic VM deployment and advanced VM deployment. So actually, nagawa na natin to yung first lesson natin. Pero I'm gonna make a short um, demonstration then. So let's say you would like to display all the virtual machine, just type get VM, lalabas na yung mga virtual machine. If you would like to display all the header, format table, it will display version plus get VM. Ito, kita niyo yung screen ko?
Yes, sir.
No? So, yan. So, we have four virtual machine. Okay? If you would like to update the VM tools, you only need to type update VM version. So, meron ako ditong, what do you mean by version? Ito version 8 kasi latest na yan eh. So, hindi ka na pwedeng i-update. No? Kung version 5, pwede yan. Kaya pag in-update ko yung 4, sabi nito, are you sure you want to perform this update? Yes to all. Nag-error siya. Kasi ang current state is already updated na. Okay? Version 8 na yan eh. No, I'll show you. Ayan o. Ito yung mga VM. Naka-version 8 na siya. Okay? Kung 5 yan, mag-update pa yan. Okay? You can also stop all the VM now within the cluster by typing get-vm, no? And then at the end, stop VM. You can also do start, no? Lahat siya magi-start. Let's say gusto niyo sabay-sabay, no? So get VM. So ito yung mga VM. Stop natin yung server 3. Stop VM server 3. Okay, stopping na yan. So ganun lang, ha? No need to log in sa VM mismo. Okay, so get VM ulit. Stop na yung number 3. Okay? Start kin 3. Start VM server 3. Starting na yan. Okay? So ganun lang yung command. How do you create a virtual machine? This is the manual one. No? Ito, ginawa na natin ito. New VM, tapos magsaselect ka ng destination and so on. Gawin nyo na lang yan during your free time. Anyway, meron pa kayong free 3 days hands-on lab, no? Using the server. Kasi very basic lang naman. And I was able to demonstrate yan before. Now, this is one of the biggest feature ng 2016, Numa. Okay? So, non-uniform memory access. So, how do you enable Numa? So, meron ditong settings. Settings. Let's say server 4 ulit. So, hanapin mo dito yung Numa. As of now, hindi yata naka-enable. Wala pa. Hindi pa naka-enable. So, what do you mean Numa? Numa is non-uniform memory access. Ganito yung concept ng Numa. No? I'll give you a very simple concept. Let's say, meron akong CPU 1 and then meron akong CPU 2. Okay? CPU 1, meron niyang tinatawag na parang RAM eh. Ano tawag doon? Yung parang cache niya, no? RAM 1, RAM 2. Okay? Parang yung CPU cache na tinatawag. Okay? So kung if the VM4 is utilizing CPU 1 lang, okay? VM4, as you can see dito, 4 CPU, di ba? Kung yung processor na yan is using, kasi meron tong dalawang physical CPU eh. As you can see, paano naging dalawang physical CPU? I'll explain to you. Kung papansinin mo dito sa device manager natin, napakadaming 24 CPU. How's that possible? Okay, how's that possible? Okay, so meron tayong socket na tinatawag. Ito yung CPU, logical processor, 24. And we have sockets, 12 sockets. No? In reality, ang physical niyan, dalawa lang. Okay? Sa isang, I'll show you kung paano nagawa yan. So, ito yung physical niyan. Though wala kayong visibility dito dahil, ano na to eh. Kulit naman tayo mawala. Ito yung server 4, no? Ito yung physical host ko. And then, summary ng physical host. So, meron siyang summary ng physical. Meron siyang dalawang physical. Yun CPU. Okay? Ayan, socket. Physical socket, dalawa lang. Okay? Isang socket, 6 cores. Okay? Nagets ba? 6 times 2. Anybody? 12. So, meron kang 12 CPU cores. Gets niya? 12 CPU cores. Yung 12 CPU cores, multiplier niya is yung frequency, 2.53. So, multiply natin 12 cores times 2.53. You can get 30 gigahertz of CPU. Malinaw ba? So, kung i-monitor nyo to, ayun o, 30 gigahertz. Kita niya? So, that's virtualization. Yan yung power ng virtualization. Ayun o, 30 gigahertz. Hindi kayo makabili ng CPU na 30 gigahertz sa PCI Express. Posible. So, this is combination of all cores, sockets. Okay? So, ganun siya. Malinaw ba? Malinaw ba? Ngayon, paano naging 24 CPU tong virtual machine ko? Paano naging 24? 24. Okay. Logical processor. 12 lang yung 12 lang yung core dito. Tandaan niyo, di ba? 12. Kasi, kita niyo, 12. Ayan. How is it possible? Kasi nga, we enable hyperthreading. So, once you enable hyperthreading, ibig sabihin hyperthreading, multiple threads. No? Imo-multiply ba niyan? Imo-multiply niyan into 2. Kaya, 12 times 2 equals naging 24 logical processor. Very powerful. Lakas na. 24 processor. Yan ang virtualization. And that is being consumed across all servers within the Hyper-V na ginagamit natin. Okay? Kaya marami kayong CPU. Now, ano naman yung Numa? Balik tayo sa Numa. No, so, ano naman ang role ng Numa? So, this Numa, makikita nyo, 4 processor kinakain niya. It will make an even faster CPU calculation dahil sa concept nito. Yung VM4 na yan, meron siyang 24. Pag I only assign one physical CPU. So itong VM na to can be able to utilize itong RAM niya. So let's say overutilize na itong 8 meg cache niya dito. So puno na yung cache. He can borrow, Numa can borrow another cache from RAM 1 and RAM 2. Okay, so 4 magiging pinaka-cache niya. So result nun, it will have faster computation. Compute power na tinatawag. Malinaw ba? Faster compute power. Okay? Any question? Any question? So, yan ang Numa. Any question sa Numa? Nagets ba? Nagets si Numa? Okay, so how do you enable Numa? Just go to the settings, no? Settings. Dito sa ating settings ng VM, I was able to demonstrate maximum Numa node allowed least sockets. Yan. So, multiply mo into 1. So, ito yan. So, settings ng server 4, processor, Numa. Ayun, no? 1. You can only enable Numa pag off ang server. So, papatayin natin. Na-off ko na. Go to CPU, Numa. Ayun na, naka 1. Maximum Numa nodes. 1. Taasan natin. 2, 3, 4. Ang dami. Okay? 24 CPU. Bawasan natin CPU. Ginawa kong 16. So, pag ito inon ko, kukunti na to. So, ganun lang yun, Numa. So, ano yung lab 8 ninyo? So, perform nyo tong lab dito. Yan. Na-adjust nyo yung Numa. And then, on nyo ulit. You can also set memory sa VM. No? Kahit dapat naka-off ang VM. And then you can be able to measure. So what do you mean by measure? It will measure yung CPU core and memory as well. No? Okay, so yan ang ating chapter 8. So process niyo yan. No? What do you mean by enhanced session mode? How do you want to configure VM to operate when enhanced? So enhanced will allow the VM to be accessed using the optimized mode policy niya. No? So meron siyang optimized mode policy. So what do you mean by optimized? Yung mga unnecessary processes won't be running. No? So you can also install Linux. No? So you can install Linux there. And ito naman sa Linux kasi to. So once you install Linux, you need to elevate the root level. Okay, sudo. So what do you mean by sudo? Elevate. Then open the modules. VI editor ng file yan. No? Then enable mo itong mga features na to. No? So what are these features? This is storage. This is the serial bus and network services. No? So kung gusto nyo gawin to, gawin nyo sa Linux, but you need to download the Linux. Okay? Yun lang. Any question? So yung lab nyo, ito yan. Nandito. Yeah? Okay, so medyo maiksi lang siya. So stop ko muna. Stop recording. Stop.